What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my pops. Shout out to my mother and my grandmother for helping raise me too. Please make sure you go follow at Emax Stats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. We'll not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date on all that is going on in the beautiful, illustrious sports world. NFL is here. WNBA playoffs is getting ready to start this weekend. Just dropped some high school highlights out there. Buford, Douglas County, two top ranked schools here in the state of high school football teams in the state of Georgia. So make sure you go follow all the pages at Emax Stacks on all socials, as well as on YouTube, to get as much content as you can withstand. Yeah, man, we're not in full strength tonight, but nonetheless, man, hey, what the Bible say, where there's two or more gathered, the Lord is in the midst. So here, me and my brother are holding it down for our brothers in absence tonight. Make sure you go follow at Shine Hard Izzo. Do not panic, even though he's not on the show. We're probably still gonna make sure we get y'all some picks for the NFL this week. So make sure you're following us on Respect the Game Pod and Respect Game _Respect Game Pod _ it's in the description on Twitter to make sure y'all get the notification, the update for when we drop Shine Hard Izzo's surgical picks for NFL Week 3. And also make sure you go follow at Black Peace and go follow at Talking Smoke. Yeah, man. But without further ado, what is a podcast without your brethren?
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It is I, the one and only Sedacious Miles. And I just want to say thank you so much for supporting us and loving us and rocking with us. Please go follow me at I Am Sedacious. That's on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Again, I Am Sedacious. Let's go, bro.
Let's get it, bro. Yeah, man. So first question on the board, talking about the NFL, but before we do that, I'm gonna do a quick recap. Last week we had two anytime NFL props from Shine Hard Izzo. So we just recapping real quick. We had James Cook for anytime touchdown, as well as Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown going up against the Buffalo Bills. James Cook cashes in the first quarter with Shine Hard Izzo's surgical read. But obviously with the Tua Tagovailoa injury, him getting a concussion in the midst of that game, the game was opened up with the Bills having such a big lead. The Dolphins had to go into the second half. You would expect them to have to air it out and constantly throw the ball to try to get back in the game, which would cater to a Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. But man, Tua got that concussion and their backup wasn't as serviceable as you would have hoped for backup. Obviously, him not expecting to be in that situation and be thrown into the fire. And so the Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown falls short. But nonetheless, out of 4 picks to start the season off, Shine Hard Izzo is 3-1 on all official picks that we've posted. So yeah, man, again, stay tapped in with us, and we're gonna get y'all some picks for week 3 coming up. But with that, a real quick audible with that, Dacious, talking about Tua Tagovailoa, talking about his concussion history, then looking at how he recently went out in the game against the Buffalo Bills. Do you think Tua Tagovailoa should retire?
Definitely. I definitely feel like he should retire. Someone should have taught him how to run the ball, how to carry the ball, and they didn't. And so now this has resulted to whatever number of concussion now. And for him to have a good quality of life for the rest of his life is the only reason that I would tell him to stop doing what he loves to do and is blessed to be able to be paid for. Only because of his health that I would even be mentioning him having to do so. But yes, at this point in time, that's what it's looking like. At first, we can kind of debate and teeter-totter around it, but now that this has occurred, this is the only reason that I would say so. So, yes, I believe that it's time to retire. I don't think at this point you can give it one more shot because who knows what damage has occurred and what damage you'll do moving forward. So I definitely can understand if you like, I'll die doing this because I definitely get that as well, 1%ers. But if we're talking quality of life after football, this just seems like the best bet. Seems like the best decision.
Yeah, man. I think he should retire too. Obviously, I know like the money play. I can't remember specifically, but I want to say if he decides to retire, he would not get the full. He wouldn't like get the full payment of that contract that he just recently signed in the off season. But if he does, well, yeah, if he doesn't, if he decides to retire on his own, that money that he had under contract isn't guaranteed. But if, let's say, he's medically forced into retirement, then he would, I guess, have rights to that money from the contract that he signed. Um, but yeah, man, into a situation, I think he should retire, like you say, when you thinking about your future, your family, like having all your faculties in order, like when you get ready to retire, as they say, you're gonna live your life. You would like to believe you're gonna live your life much longer than you're gonna be playing the game of football, wife, kids, family down the road, just being able to, be present with everything, not be turning into a vegetable, so to speak, like little, like incrementally over the years due to like all the damage and trauma that your body
Right.
has absorbed. Um, and so yeah, he's being placed on IR right now. And like in talking about the contract that he has a contract extension of for 4 years, $212 million contract extension for 4 years with 167 guaranteed, and Tua is 26 years old. So it's just like 167 M's. I think I want to still keep playing. You feel like I get it, but like just in terms of your health, sometimes there's just certain things that you can't put a price on. And maybe he like, hey, give me all the concussions you got. I'll use that 167 mil to like, yeah, I mean, like,
Right, to rebuild a new brain or something, right? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it from that perspective, um, if you can get clearance from doctors as far as head to toe health to be able to still play at the highest level, I say yeah, give it one more go. And I by then, if they're not forcing him to retire for him to get his money, then we should be really looking at the NFL at that point. Like, how far are y'all willing to go to give us entertainment?
right. Hey, the NFL is a business first, man. The business of entertainment. Uh, so still sticking with injuries, the 49ers have been gruesomely plagued with injuries to Deebo Samuel, who has a calf strain, no timetable on his return. Then you have C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey, who's dealing with a calf strain, Achilles sore Achilles tendon. He hasn't played to start off the season. Was listed as a game time decision to start the season in week 1, and then week 2 it was announced that like yeah, we're gonna put him on ice. Um, and now if you're a 49ers fan or you feel like the 49ers were a heavy favorite to win the Super Bowl, that completely goes into question. And now you're in a situation where you don't have the two pillars of your offense in Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey, and now you have to call upon Brock Purdy. We seen last year when Christian McCaffrey isn't playing, when Debo isn't playing, Brock Purdy struggled mightily. Do you believe we will continue to see Brock Purdy struggle under the circumstances with McCaffrey and Debo being out? Or do you think maybe he could show growth and carry this team to an above 500 record until they get McCaffrey and Debo back?
No, I think he'll struggle. I think the pillars of Kyle Shanahan's offense are on the shoulders of Debo Samuels and Christian McCaffrey. I don't. I think the scouting report for teams moving forward when it comes to the 49ers has now been downgraded, and now they're going to look human to the rest of the NFC. Maybe, just maybe, Kyle Shanahan offense will allow them to be somewhat productive for the rest of the season. But I don't see them doing as good as they did last year, this year without those two pillars. So, I think what we've seen is what's going to happen. That if you put everything on Brock Purdy's shoulders, it ain't going to be the best. It just won't. I mean, I felt better with Jimmy G, and I was one of the few who did. But I still feel that way till now. I still feel like he was slightly better than Brock Purdy. But yeah, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think the Sharks will smell the blood in the water, and just off that alone, teams are coming for them. Pause.
I think Brock Purdy is going to struggle too. I think we have an absolutely positively no evidence that says Brock Purdy can lead this team to be above 500 without Christian McCaffrey, without Debo Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different if you just had one of them. Having one of them and Debo Samuel, I think you could do it. Having one of them, if Debo Samuels was out and you had McCaffrey, I think you can make some shape. Both of them out, I don't think you ever I don't think you ever go
Where
into
does the offense come from?
Where does your offense come from? I don't think you go into an all season preparing for that in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I believe that Brock Purdy is going to struggle mightily as well. I've grown a great respect for Kyle Shanahan's offensive play calling over the past couple of years, but those plays don't work if you don't have the right personnel in place. And outside of Brandon Ayuk, I know they also have the emergence of Jordan Mason being a running back right now. Can't buy into like that being enough to sustain them having a good record until they can get at least one of those guys back. Looking here at their schedule, you got the Pats. Maybe you could pull that game off. Then you got the Cardinals. Cardinals appear to be red hot to start the season. Then you got the Seahawks. Then you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Then you got
loss.
Then you got your beloved Cowboys. So
loss.
And then after that, you have a bye week, and going into week 9, you have a bye week. So potentially, I see them at best going 1-4 if they can get a win off the New England Patriots.
Right.
Outside of that, it's going to be tough sledding. It's going to be extremely tough sledding. And
I'll tell you this much. I'm glad you brought these niggas up, because if we can't stop the run, they might go 2-3. 2-3 with one loss, with one win against the Cowboys. Because what?
before you go deep into that, I'm gonna let you write it. Before you go deep into that, an added note of that Cardinal and Seahawk game in terms of the 49ers schedule. The 49ers, those are two division games. So those are like
Yeah,
big games.
those are divisionals. Yeah.
Yeah, division, like those are like extremely important games. And right now they're only one. Right now the 49ers are 1-1. And like we say, looking at their schedule, they could very well only be 2-5
Mm.
going, going into week 9.
Sheesh.
So
Going into the bye week. Sheesh.
yeah, man. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Um,
I misspoke. I misspoke. Their next game this up and coming week is against the Chargers. So
that's a divisional game too, right?
that's a divisional game too. Yeah, like I said, excuse me, I misspoke on the schedule, but you got the Chargers, the Patriots, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. And I can't give you the Rams win. So I still see y'all possibly going 1-6 going into the bye week. I see y'all going 1-6, which would put y'all at two and
Bad.
seven. So yeah.
Which would mean somebody else going to the NFC Championship game, baby.
Yeah, man. So 49ers, best for y'all to, what I'm saying, 2-7, 2-6. Like, um,
Come on, Cowboys.
yeah, 2-6, man. That looks like y'all best bet. Anything, if y'all get 3 wins out of that stretch without Debo and without McCaffrey, 2-6 is, I think, the best y'all can do. Maybe start tanking, see what y'all can get out of that draft. But coming off of their schedule, their last game going into the bye week is the Dallas Cowboys. This particular episode is important, extremely important, because we have been without our brother Sedacious. I want to say the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. And so those who, we've had to hold it down for everybody who tunes into the podcast to listen just to you. And we've hadn't really dug into being a representative or trying to speak on your behalf as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. Um, so your Dallas Cowboys, um, what do you make of their season thus far? As a Yeah, yeah. What do you make? Y'all 1-1, and y'all are coming off really the losses just as bad, maybe if not worse, considering it's the playoffs, to the loss against the Packers last year. Um, yeah, I mean, go wherever you want to go with this conversation. This is I consider this your state of the address to all Dallas Cowboys fans.
Oh yeah, no, I really appreciate this, and um, told my wife this. I said the reason why I'm back. Oh, for those who don't know, who I haven't said this to, I'm back on Dak Island. Like I'm back. No more in the middle trying to figure it out. I'm back on Dak Island simply because I now understand that I can't put everything in his lap. The defense is horrid. They have been horrid for maybe the last 4 years, maybe 5. I don't understand why we know that we need to run the ball, but we don't feel like we need to stop the opposing team from being able to run the ball as well. That don't make sense to me. You know, I get it that you feel like Dak is so good that we'll go worry about stopping the run because then we'll just tee off on the opposing team's pass rusher. But if history hasn't shown us that we need to beef up the middle to be able to have good interior to stop the run, so it doesn't matter if Dak score points or not. As long as we can stop the run, we'll be able to still be able to compete in football games. The reason why we get blown out in any game, go back and watch all the Cowboy games. All the games where we've been eliminated from playoff contention, we've had bad seasons, whatever the case may be. It was always because people would just run over us. The Eagles, when they eliminated us, ran over us. The Packers, when they eliminated us, ran over us. Tampa Bay Buccaneers ran over us. And so I'm like, Jerry Jones, like, I'm seeing it. I'm looking at it. Don't get me wrong. I love Michael Parsons. I love how agile and elusive and how creative he is with his pass rush. I do. Love DeMarcus Lawrence. You know, Stephon Diggs, Deron Bland, all these different characters. Malik Hooker. Love you all. But if we can't stop the run, we ain't gonna never go nowhere. That's it. Running the ball controls the line of scrimmage. You control the line of scrimmage. You control the tempo of the game. You dictate the game if you can run the ball better than the opposing team, excuse me. Right? Because whoever can run the ball can set up play action, open up things in the air. Right? But if you can't run the ball and can control the line of scrimmage, and I'm sorry, if the opposing team is always controlling the line of scrimmage, can run on us whenever they want to, they'll always control the game. And if we can't stop them, because not only can we not stop people, we ain't doing that good in the backfield neither. Averaging like 2.5 yards a carry. So that wouldn't matter. If we was getting 2.5 yards a carry, it wouldn't matter if our defense is constantly putting other offenses in deficits because we can stop the run.
Is Zeke y'all number one?
No, bro, we don't have no number one.
And I asked that because I was playing Madden today, bro, and this dude was like, I only seen him using Zeke, and I was like, wait, is he that number one in real life? But okay.
No, so no. Well, honestly, let me say he may be the unofficial number one. No, he's number 1A. He's 1A. Because Rico Dowdle is 1B, and Deuce Vaughn is 2. And Deuce Vaughn really playing like he 1C. Is really how he got him playing.
Week 1, Ezekiel Elliott led the pack with 10 carries. And then week 2 versus New Orleans, Rico rather, he led the pack with 7 carries, which was right behind Zeke's 6, but it was a blowout, so they had to abandon the run, obviously.
How many Deuce Vaughn had game week 1?
Week 1, he had 1 carry, and week 2, he had 4.
Yeah, see, that's Hey, and don't get me wrong, Zeke has been looking a tad bit formidable, but Rico Dowdle not getting the reps because Zeke is there messes with his game, and Rico Dowdle's really good. I kind of wish they would have just left Zeke where he was at and let Rico kind of come into his own, and then let Deuce be his backup, and that way, we have a definite 1-2 punch, and have Zeke for third downs if you need, or whatever the case may be, but. Jerry Jones, I don't know what to say about him. To me, he's an entertainer who disguises as a football GM. And I've already had this thought with myself a long, long time ago. So, I just root for whatever guys who are blessed to be able to play the game that they love for money on that field at the time wearing blue and silver. It ain't really too much about the politics no more for me. I could care less. Now I understand that I root for the Cowboys until I can't root for them no more, than going about my life.
Moving over to another conversation. Uh, I know these players with these podcasts, sometimes they try to paint it into the light of, damn, y'all just want us to be football players. Like, we're not supposed to have a life. We're not supposed to have any extracurricular activities outside of us playing the game. Like, football is the only part of our life. Woo, woo, woo. But there's something to be said. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I feel like he isn't truly proven. I don't, and obviously I have no dog in the fight. I'm not a Cowboys fan, as we're talking about Michael Parsons, but you being a Cowboys fan, speaking for the people, state of the address for Cowboys Nation. Do you really have a problem with Michael Parsons' podcast? Him doing the podcast in season. Do you think it's a good look for him or for the organization?
I think for Sedacious, no. But if I could be one of the 28 of me and say, I understand that now I'm sounding like my papa and my uncle when I say this. I'm from the old way where we cut out all distractions during the season. Even girlfriends got limited time during the season because we was trying to get it done. But we live in this new age now where everything is changing and everything is up. That's really how I feel about it. Everything is just up in the world today. And where you felt like that's just something that we wouldn't do back in the day, we're not living in those days anymore. Like everything, like, bro, we had a day and age where we got OnlyFans, man. It's like, so it's just like, yo, like, nothing surprises me anymore. Like nothing, like nothing is like, oh, that's crazy. And it's so I get where you at, Brody. Trust me, I get where you at because we cut of that same cloth. But just being some, again, if I have to take off this hat and then put this hat on, it's just like, nah. I'm okay with us living in this. I'm okay with us having to live in a world where it's things that I don't agree with, as long as that same world is giving me the opportunity to play the game and make millions still. Like that, this was never a thing back when I was growing up. Like it wasn't happening. So now follow my stream, follow my Twitch, this, and that, and the third. Me and Darnell talk about all the time how, bro, we angry that we just didn't start playing the game on YouTube. Because now look where it's at.
Yeah.
Same thing with everything, bro. I get where you at. Do I agree? No. I feel like, nigga, that's why we're not winning, because you bumping your goddamn gums. Right? But that's just me. You know what I mean? And I don't want to seem like I'm like, because I do understand and I do get it. And I'm not gonna be the one that seems like a hater, because this young man is living his best life for real. It's really what he's doing for real, for real. Though some may feel like his attention is not solely on what his job is and what he says his mission is NFL championship. That's for whomever to judge on their own time. But the fact of the matter is, God has placed this man in an incredible position. And who are we to say whatever? Who are we to feel whatever? It's just, we grew up in a way where, things like that are foreign. Things like that are awkward, and it's crazy that that's the world that we live in now, that it's okay to have a whole podcast and you a whole NFL player and you're in the middle of the season. At least Draymond Green wait till the playoffs until where he finna be done with work. You like, nah, week 2, I'm in here. We lost, we got our ass kicked. And we don't want to see your face, nigga. You should be crying somewhere in the corner. You on mute, bro.
I think Dre, even though people give him flack for it, I think he could still do it because he has championship cachet and it's proven cachet to be like, I know what it takes to win the championship. I obviously would not be doing a podcast if I felt like it jeopardized me doing it, like jeopardized my chances at winning the championship. Michael Parsons don't know what it takes to win the championship. So he needs all focus, all hands on board. Granted, he probably does the podcast on the Tuesday when he's off, so it's not like he's compromising his his preparation for the game. But I don't know if it's the greatest PR.
I would rather him not speak about work at all. I mean, if he was to speak about things that were happening outside of his organization and other franchises, then yeah, but it's like, I think that's what makes it distasteful in a sense, is that it's like you bring in what happens at work home to the people that follow you, but everybody's the same person. You know what I mean? It's like I can understand if you worked at a place and you came home and when you got on the internet and start blabbering about work, nobody at your job follows you, so it don't matter. But it's like, nigga, everybody at that facility that you just left can see you on this podcast, and the fans. like we don't. I'm sorry, Michael Parsons. When we watched your podcast and we loved it because it was you and you were doing the podcast, did we give you the impression that you can also use that podcast to come on here and give us excuses as to why you lost a football game? I'm sorry if we gave you that impression by supporting you. We don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, to be like,
we want you to do like everybody other NFL player and go try again next week. We don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's like, we just gave no effort. We came out flat. Did you realize that in the middle of it, or you just not realizing it now? Like,
yeah, what part did you realize that? It sounds like y'all playing like how you saying is like, yeah, we just playing to give no effort, and we just came out the gate with no effort, and like, bro, that was y'all home.
It's like,
what are you talking about?
And I want to give him credence to be like, hey, I get it. It's a long season. But, bro, like, missing out on wins early in the season can gravely cost you in the end when you're trying to make the playoffs, bro.
But see, the thing is, bro, is Michael Parsons saying that you discrediting the team beating our ass, bro. Like it had nothing to do with the Dallas Cowboys. It had nothing. That team outclassed us in every way. Well, I ain't gonna say every way, but offensively, their offense versus our defense, they outclassed us. Simply put, Dak did the best he could. Dak outshined, but once we got into such a deficit where all we can do is pass the ball, they teeing off on them. And then they pushing everybody back. That just is what it is. And we couldn't run the ball. They could run the ball, and we couldn't run the ball. And the score said it. My boy had 4 touchdowns. All rushing, by the way. All rushing. They're calling, he had a couple of nice little passes, nice little chunks here and there, but.
You talking about Devin Clark? You talking about AK?
No, I'm talking about Alvin Kamara, bro.
Yeah, no, he had a rushing touchdown, I believe. He had at least one, I believe. I mean, I had him on my fantasy. I should know.
No, bro, Alvin Kamara had 4 rushing touchdowns.
I could have sworn I watched him take 140 yards off a screen pass. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
No,
He
so
had
he had
he 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown.
okay, yeah. My boy had, sorry, not 3 rushing touchdowns. He had 3. Aaron
Yeah.
Jones, I don't know if you remember, Aaron Jones had 4. And so I'm like,
Oh, in the
okay,
playoffs.
bro, thank you. I'm like,
Deja
am I
vu.
tripping?
Deja vu.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, am I tripping? When we gonna stop letting the little dreadhead niggas keep running all over us like this?
Cowboys
Like,
fear
bro,
dreadheads. Cowboys fear the dreadheads.
bro,
Hey,
I get tired of
hey,
these.
hey, in the absence of Sean Hart Izzo, I don't know if he would agree with this, but in the absence of Sean Hart Izzo, we may have just uncovered a prop bet for y'all throughout the season. If the Dallas Cowboys are going against a running back who got
They got
locks,
dreads.
who got
So,
dreads, if they got locks, take the over.
so yeah, bro. I'm trying to figure out. So now, what gives me hope is that Mike Zimmer don't play that ish, and Mike Zimmer will see. Oh, okay, this is where we need to be to go anywhere. I don't care about no Stephon Diggs. I don't care about no Malik Hooker. I don't care about no Darren Wilson. I mean Donovan Wilson. I don't care about no Michael Parsons. Any of these guys. All I care about is that defensive front and beef in the middle of that defensive front. Because I mean, Eric Kendricks is a good middle linebacker. He throws body around. He's good. It's just the running back gets to Eric Kendricks too much. They can get past that first interior part of the defense too easily to where our linebackers are working all game. That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. The defensive line is supposed to be playing complementary football for the linebackers to not have to work all the time and just fill the holes. To just back up the line. That's literally in their job description. They don't hold the line. And the DBs make their job easier by controlling the line of scrimmage, defensive linemen. But we can't do that because we constantly getting pushed back. And then we'll put everything in Dak Prescott's lap when he can't come save the day from a 30-point deficit. And I think that's it. Bless you, son. I think yeah, I don't think there are no other issues other than the defensive line. That's it. Michael Parsons, you want to stay on that edge? You don't want to come and play linebacker? I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to hear your mouth. Because you went down. What's that boy name? Who was our last defensive coordinator? I forgot his name that fast. But yeah, whatever his name was. He put you on that edge and made you feel comfortable and you shine. Stop acting like you didn't play my linebacker at Penn State. And I digress.
Um, Staying in Texas as we talk about the NFL, Houston Texans cannot say I was well, let me start here. I'm happy that we are 2-0. That's 1000% something I'm happy of. However, if we take a close look at it, we have not had to play the greatest of quarterbacks. Um, and basically playing 2 rookies. I know for me, I still consider Anthony Richardson like on a rookie learning curve, considering he got hurt early in the season. So we start the season off, we beat the Colts, relatively rookie experienced quarterback. Then we come back on after week 1 and we win week 2, beating a rookie quarterback and Caleb Williams. Do not like the way we did not put them away. However, I will give us respect and credence in regardless of it not looking extremely dominating, we still found a way to win the two games that we were supposed to win. That's one. And then two, um, I think regardless of how Tuesday was, it was still good complimentary football. Shout out to Fairborn. If y'all got him on y'all fantasy, I know I pray you don't have him on your bench. He's really been helping me rack up points when the offense isn't able to get into the end zone. Special teams showed up, and then when we were not able to put them away by converting on first downs, our defense was able to stand the test of times. We're getting ready to come up against Sam Darnold now, going up against the Minnesota Vikings on the road. Minnesota Vikings, they're 2-0, we're 2-0. Vikings, feeling like they're red hot. Sam Darnold obviously has far more experience at the quarterback position than Caleb Williams and Anthony Richardson combined. And so, with that being the case, I think this is a relatively good test for us going up against a quarterback who isn't, a rookie. So it'll be interesting to see how we play this week. I think this will be a good challenge for us and going up against a more experienced quarterback. Because you could argue us not being able to put the Bears away, maybe a more experienced quarterback makes us pay for not being able to, put them away early. But nonetheless, I still respect the defense. I love the fact that D'Amico Ryans is a head coach and he played defense. So that kind of I don't even think defense is our anchor. I believe CJ and our offense, our high power offense is our anchor. But the defense, it's not like our defense is the type of defense that our high powered offense has to keep up with other teams because our defense is constantly giving up points. I think we can look forward to having a top 10 defense, I would like to believe. So yeah, don't like that we hadn't like I said, we didn't put away the Bears on offense, but I mean that's what you got a team for, complimentary football at its finest for the Texans. But look forward to seeing how we perform against the Vikings with a more experienced quarterback this upcoming week.
Go Texans.
Go Texans.
Until Thanksgiving.
Yes, Sarsky. Oh wow, that's going to be a very festive family occasion for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be in the city.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna be in the city. We're gonna be waiting on you. That's what we should do. We should do a special Thanksgiving episode, me, you, and Darnell and Isaac.
We may have to do that. I mean, I'm always pretty much guaranteed to be home for Thanksgiving. We may need to try to make that come together.
Well, beautiful people, we got it coming. You heard it here first. You're looking for us for Thanksgiving. And I don't know if you got anything else, brother, but I think that was a great, nice little pocket episode. Yeah, I mean. Shout out to our brothers Black Peace. Shout out to Sean Hard Izzo. Please go follow them at Sean Hard Izzo, at Black Peace, at BLAQUE Peace. And
we love you, beautiful people, and we will see you next week.
You got anything else, bro?
Oh no, man, we can wrap it up on that, man. We're here for a good time, not a long time. What was most important is that you got the Dallas Cowboys state of the address out the way, and the people got that. And yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening, and keep tuning in. Make sure y'all go follow all our socials down there in the description.
Long live Uncle Leon.
Long live Uncle Leon, man. Long live Rich Homie Quan as well, and long live B King, man. Been losing some legends here throughout this.
Frankie Beverly too, man. Rest in peace, Frankie
Beverly, man. Like
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Man.
Yeah, man.
So God.
I don't know if you ever came across him before, but like B King like came to Calvary before. Like I seen
Yeah,
him
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like he came to the church before, man. Shout out to our church, man, Pastor Oliver, Calvary Missionary Baptist Church, man. Out there in Houston, Texas, off Medallion Road, off Tidwell, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
but yeah, man, love you beautiful people. Thank y'all for tuning in and listening to us. Please make sure y'all we at 64 or 50, 64 subscribers on YouTube.
let's run it up. We
What
love
we
y'all too.
we are at, yeah, we at 64 subscribers. Please keep subscribing. We really appreciate that. Make sure y'all go follow our Twitter. Make sure y'all go follow our Instagram. We definitely be trying to push out content during live games and engaging with the world, the sports world out there. But man, yeah, man, thank y'all for listening. Don't take it for granted. As always, this is what you call a great episode, and we will see you beautiful people next week.